I'm Valerie Red Horse Mohl, the producer-director of Mankiller, and
I'm Gale Hurd, executive producer of Mankiller, here to present our film Mankiller to the Palm Springs International Film Festival audience.
This is the story of an American hero, someone who humbly defied the odds, overcame insurmountable obstacles to fight injustice, and gave a voice to the voiceless.
so this is the third feature documentary that Gale and I have made, and each one tells a story that, for all intents and purposes, has been left out of history books. A few people understand perhaps about the Navajo Code Talkers or the Choctaw Code Talkers or Wilma Mankiller, but for the most part, you do not learn about these folks in history books. And so our commitment has always been to tell the stories of the marginalized and the underserved and folks that, you know, we really do need to learn about and to learn from. What's so great about Mankiller, this is our first documentary where we actually have engaged an educational distributor. Our goal on Wilma's behalf is to get her message into schools at all levels, and that the film will air on PBS, but we hope to have a life way beyond that, because we do think it's important that these lessons be learned and examined and explored. And as we speak, people are developing guides, viewer guides, and educational guides that will go alongside this film. So we hope to see it have a very long life, even beyond its broadcast.
And Wilma Mankiller has already been chosen to be featured in the Women's History Museum, which will be on the Mohl in Washington, D.C. So we've partnered with them. We have partnered with a number of organizations that are encouraging women to run for office. Emerge America, Emily's List, She Should Run. And they are also helping with us to get Wilma's message across and the film seen in as many communities as possible.
If Wilma were alive today, I'm sure she would be frustrated with the current state of politics, but I think her message would remain absolutely the same. Her message was always one of hope and civility, humility. She viewed everyone as having value. One of the greatest lessons I learned from her is how much she valued her opponent's point of view. So instead of coming at an opponent in anger or yelling at them, Wilma never yelled. She listened to her opponents and then incorporated that into possible solutions. So I believe if Wilma were alive today, she would still encourage women to run for office, and she would see the hope of being able to change politics and make a difference, and to really, you know, think about leadership style in order to be effective, and to really honor human beings with civility was one of her big messages. And I wish, in many ways, I wish she were still here and could, explore that message on a broader level.
In Wilma's honor, we had two screenings in Washington, D.C., one at the National Museum of the American Indian, as well as another at the Capitol Visitors Center. And we made sure, in her honor, that there was bipartisan representation. We interviewed Tom Cole in the film, who is an Oklahoma Republican who's a member of the Chickasaw Nation, and he co-presented the film with Adam Schiff, who is a California Democrat who's very liberal. And that kind of bipartisanship is so important in keeping her legacy alive. We also spoke before the Creative Caucus on the Capitol, and that was co-presented by Doug Collins, a conservative Republican from Georgia, and Judy Chu, a liberal Democrat from Southern California. So we really do believe in keeping Wilma's spirit of bipartisanship and finding solutions together is something that we all feel that we can continue, and we'd like to inspire politicians to do so as well.
My experience at the Palm Springs International Film Festival has been amazing. It is definitely one of our best screenings. I mean, we had 2 theaters filled at our first opening night screening, and that's never happened. And the engagement of the audience, I think, is just top notch. People stayed in their seats, and it was fairly late at night, and asked a lot of questions, and we had to finally be kind of ushered out because we were staying a long time. But I have just felt that this particular festival is really well organized. The volunteers have been amazing, and it's just a beautiful venue and really beautiful people.
The Palm Springs International Film Festival is important to me because I grew up in Palm Springs. I graduated from Palm Springs High School in 1973, so it's a homecoming of sorts for me. And I found that there's so much inspiration to be found now in Palm Springs, and it is embodied by this amazing film festival and all of the people behind the scenes, the volunteers, David Anson, the programmer who presented the film last night. I knew him as the chief movie critic for Newsweek magazine, and also the incredible audiences who truly, in the months we've been screening this since August, I believe, June. Oh my goodness! Excuse me. We've been screening this since June, and I have to say I think this is the most engaged, excited, and supportive audience we've had in the entire time and the dozens of film festivals we have attended.